More ambitious climate targets are topping the agenda at the Petersberg Climate Dialogue, as officials from 40 countries gather in Berlin to lay the groundwork for the COP28 conference to be held in Dubai later this year. German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock spoke at the start of the summit, calling for the expansion of renewable energies.
Während wir hier in Berlin zum Petersberger Klimadialog zusammenkommen, rollt eine sengende Hitzewelle über Nordafrika und Spanien. Im April in Cordoba 38,8 Grad. Das hat es noch nie gegeben. Wir wissen um die Klimakrise. Wir wissen auch, dass wir nicht genug tun, um diese Klimakrise in den Griff zu bekommen. Und deswegen treffen wir uns hier zum Petersberger Klimadialog, Ministerinnen und Minister aus mehr als 40 Ländern, um an Lösungen zu arbeiten.
Trent Murray is in Berlin. He's got more for us. Trent, the focus again on phasing out fossil fuels and more climate aid. But how different is this conference expected to be from past ones in terms of a substantial solution?
Well, this climate dialogue, as they describe it, is always an important opportunity for those countries to come together and effectively reflect on the climate pledges which were promised back in the 2015 Paris Climate Accord. And what we are hearing from those 40 countries or so that are in attendance is that there is certainly room to move more, but things are also heading in the right direction in some places. Now, we heard from Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary General, when he addressed members of this conference via video. He said that 1.5 degree limit, you might recall, which was made at Paris, effectively not to allow the world to warm any further than 1.5 degrees. He says it is still achievable, but it will require a quantum leap when it comes to climate action in all parts of the world. Now, this was a sentiment we also heard from the president-designate of COP28, the one in Dubai that you mentioned. That is Sultan Al Jaber. Now, he mentioned that it is essential for the world to double the amount of, to triple renewable capacity by the year 2030, and then to double it again by the year 2040. So very ambitious targets in many ways being set, but they are targets that many of the experts at the conference say are simply necessary, because all of the news that we are getting right now, particularly when it comes to the melting of the polar ice caps, is that it is not positive news and the world needs to do more.
As you said, it's pointing everyone in the same direction, that is, towards COP28. How does this conference set us up for that?
Well, look, in many ways, it is the warm-up act, I think, for that COP28. That will be an important meeting. It's the second time we've had the meeting in the Middle East for the second year in a row. The last one, of course, being in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. There is some criticism, it has to be said, from some sectors in the climate fighting arena. They say, the United Arab Emirates is a big OPEC member. It produces a lot of oil. Does it send the right signal having climate change meetings in that part of the world where they are producing oil? That is a point which is countered by the president-designate of COP28, Sultan Al Jaber. Let's have a listen to what he had to say at today's conference.
Unite a divided world for the planet, for our people, and for lasting sustainable development. The world demands transformational progress, and the world needs transformational action. Thank you.
And of course, there's also been some discussion about money, as is so often the case at these conferences. We heard there from the Sultan that around $100 billion has yet to be delivered to developing nations. He says without that money being delivered by richer nations, wealthier countries, then it will hinder global action on climate change, because those in the developing world will need financial support in order to hit targets.
Trent, much appreciated. Trent Murray talking to us from Berlin there.